Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. We are in 53 OV. आता मी तू या उपाधी ग्रासूनी भेटी नुसधी ती भोगली अनुवादी घोळू घोळू. Whatever was said so far, what was said? आता मी तू या उपाधी. Upadhi is that because of which one appears to have become many. Now these three examples which I have given you a million times. The upadhi of the father creates a son. Upadhi of the wife creates a husband. Upadhi of the son creates a father. Now apply this in our day-to-day life. See, upadhi of the father by which the man becomes a son is Jagrat Avastha. See, because he is dependent on father. And he is supported by the father. Then that Jagrat Avastha is over. Vakar is over. Then the second state begins. That is Sapna Avastha, the state of dreams. And then out of a man, a husband is born. So the husband living his life is the dream state. Jagratavastha, childhood. The Sapnavastha, dream state, is the married life. And then the Sushupti Avastha. What is Sushupti Avastha? You have become the father because you have a son or a daughter. Now that son and daughter will disillusion you. See, and the car. When he was small, he used to tell this. When he was small, he used to do this thing. He said, I will do for you. Now he doesn't care for me. Sushupti Avastha. Ajnana Andhakar. See. Therefore, this upadhi has created, three upadhis have created out of one man the samsara of relativity. Now, here coming to the subject, Ata mi tu ya upadhi grasuni bheti nusadi. Now kindly see me without reference to the you and I. See? Meditation that we normally do, it is basically Prakriti oriented. Sit properly, do pranayam. This is all required, no doubt. But that is not all. By that, what happens? We get buried in the Prakriti. See? Rahu grasta divakarendu sadusho maya samachadana. We get samachadana covered by the annamay, pranamay, manomay, vijnanamay, anandamay kosha. And get buried in that. See? Therefore, these upadhis are to be rejected. So, Ata mi tu ya upadhi grasuna bheti nusadi. So, what is to be done? See, if there is a, let us say, mud pot and we fill it with the water, and it so happens that the mud pot is released from our hand and it goes down in the deep waters. And there something happens and the mud pot breaks. What will happen to the water inside the pot? This is gross example. Now subtle example. there is a balloon and a balloon is collapsed. There is no space inside the balloon. Unless there is a space, you cannot put the air. But unless you put the air, there cannot be space. See, there's fun. So, we take the collapsed balloon, put in our mouth and start blowing air. Be attentive. We are not blowing air, we are not blowing space. We are blowing air. So when the air is blown, space has to be there earlier. See? Then only the air can be accommodated. But the question is, when the balloon is collapsed, there is no space. And you tell there has to be space. Space is outside the collapsed balloon. So what we have to understand? Be attentive. The collapsed balloon is also in the space. That balloon has no existence without a space. See? So, when the balloon is collapsed, the space is outside. But for the space, there is no problem to go inside the balloon through the walls. Like our Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi has no barrier of the window or the door or the wall. It can go through without any efforts. Exactly the same way. The external space has no problem of entering the collapsed balloon or not remaining there. No problem. Because everything is in the space. So first we have seen the gross example of the pot in the water, ocean, let us say. Then the second example is the balloon. See? So the space enters the collapsed balloon, then only the air can be pumped in. But who does that? You don't have to worry. It happens. See? Now third example. The external objects are seen only if they are included in the mind. So the mind has to be there. See? And the knowledge of that object also has to happen only in the mind. So, outside is the object where the mind is. Inside is the knower of the object where the knowledge is taking place. That also, inside also the same mind. So what is to be understood? The body is in the mind. And it makes no difficulty, no problem for the mind to enter the gross body without disturbing the gross body. Like the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth, it doesn't have to destroy the barriers, it goes through. See? How simple it is, friends. Therefore, if we are holding on to the body, we will have the problem of inside outside. And then I versus you. Therefore, he said, Ata mi tu ya upadhi grasuni bheti nusadi. Now, dissolve these two upadhis, me and tu, I and you. Let them merge together. Ata mi tu ya upadhi grasuni bheti nusadi. And then we have merged in one. Meaning what? The knower, known, knowledge, triputi is dissolved. All our relations, the whole relative world is based only on the acceptance of the upadhi to be real. Upadhis do create multiplicity, but that multiplicity is not real. Because of the upadhi of the sun, that unique one space is divided into 10 parts. North, east, west, south, plus the four corners, 8, up and down. Space is only one. But we are all the time worried about this. See, Maharaj, Feng Shui, Vastu, whole life goes only in that. Our attention is not on the space. In the same manner, our attention is on the upadhis. Man, woman, husband, wife, father, mother. So, the first upadhi is that of the, the father, husband, son. Then the second upadhi, if you get out of it, how to get out of it? Don't take anybody seriously in life. Now you are become a seeker of truth. Second upadhi. Be very attentive. First notion is dropped by another notion. See? Earlier notion is I am husband. Now a seeker is born, so another notion that first I am a man, then I am a husband. Husband cannot exist without me, but I can exist without becoming a husband. Therefore, live like a man and act like a husband. You have learned spiritual life. Friends, after this is done, what will the impact? Impact will be that the worldly things will not be an issue for us. Then what will be the knowledge? It is like that only. ऐसा ही होता है. You cannot change anything. In this manner, when living in the relative world, we are no more influenced by the relativity, then we are on the right track. Now, such a person who is not influenced by the relativity, although living in the relative world, will be able to study Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasanam. Then only he will be able to study, reflect, and make this knowledge firm. And after we are fully convinced, fully firmly established that the duality, multiplicity is only on account of the upadhi. So the whole life will be only spiritual practice, will be drop all the upadhi. So what is the upadhi that we carry? Our past. I was born in Gujarat, see? And from there I came to Mumbai, then I went to USA, then I got the green card. See? I started from Navsari, now I am a green card holder in New Jersey. Then, now I am just waiting to get the citizenship. And after that is done, now you are all settled money-wise. Then there is no life, so you come back to India in search of life. And when you come to India, only for 3-4 days on a trip, yearly or bi-yearly, then the local Indians, your relations, they give you special status because you get the Chinese stuff from there. And then you feel, see, people in India are so loving and so nice. And see, in USA, nobody. And with that foolishness, you come back to India. And when you come to India and the people know you have come for good, you get zero value and only milk you out all your money. And then you become frustrated. Then Corona festival will help you. And then we'll come to know that in fact, this world is not worth getting disturbed. Then we become fully introvert. And this introvertedness is, be attentive. First, I am mother, father, brother, drop. One notion is drop. Second notion, I am body. Third notion, the total past. All notions only. And the fourth notion, all the notions dropped. Therefore, spiritual evolution is rising above the notions without creating new notions. But what happens? We replace the notions. Earlier I was a bhogi, now I am a yogi. Earlier I used to have health problem, now people have problem from me. Our being is non-notional experience. I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am old, I am rich, I am poor, I am successful, I am a failure, I am mother, I am daughter, I am the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. Only notions. But being, see, being without becoming is the truth. Now here what the teacher is telling, Ata, me, tu, ya, upadhi, grasuni. Now these notions that I am seeing you and you are seeing me. So, Changadeva Maharaj was sent this letter, and after reading this letter, now he wanted to come and see what exactly must have been the real message of Nareshwar Maharaj. Don't come and see me. Only drop that you are Changadeva Maharaj and I am Nareshwara, separate from you by miles of distance. No need. But had Changadeva Maharaj understood this, then he would not have sent a blank letter. See? So, Ata, mi, tu, ya, upadi, grasuni, bheti, nusadhi. Oneness without otherness. See? Ekameva advitiyam. Grasuri, bheti, te bhogili, anuvadi. Now, this is what is my experience. Te bhogili. That experience I am having. And Anuvadi, this is what I have been speaking, Anuvad, to talk about. So I have been talking about so far only this much. That, hey, Changadeva Maharaj, there is no difference between you and me. There is but one reality, Tattvamasi. And Ghoda Ghodu, we are giving so many examples again and again, Ghodu. Like they do the bhang in Varanasi during Shivratri. Keep on doing it. So through so many examples, through so many ways, again and again, what I have been talking so far is only this much, that there is differences, or there is difference or manyness only on account of the upadhi. All the spiritual practices drop upadhis. You drop the eyes, colors and forms will not bother you. Okay. The great saint Gundolekar Maharaj, when his first wife probably died, and when he again was asked to get married to another girl, those days, 100 years before. So he said on one condition. What is that? I will like to marry a blind girl. So she won't know who am I, what I am. So when there is no vision, no colors and forms, drop the upadhi. Then whether the husband is young or old, handsome or dumbo, no problem. No eyes. Think. All the spiritual practice is only this much. How to drop the upadhis? First upadhi is the worldly objects. And worldly objects become important because we are functioning through the five sense organs. So what has to be done? See the worldly objects, but do not get involved with anything. See the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all the five of them, but don't get entangled anywhere. See? Passion api, although experiencing, yet experiencer is not born. See? Drop the upadhi of the worldly objects. Now, how to drop that? Very simple, man. Don't give yourself any choice. Whatever food comes in front of you, enjoy that. Whatever sound comes up in front of you, don't react. Drop upadhi. This is the crux of this Changadeva Paasashti. आता मी तू या उपाधी ग्रासूने भेटीनुसदी ते भोगिली. That is what I experience, Anuvadi, and that I am talking to you. See? Gururnaiva Shishyash Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Only singing will not help. See? Te bhogili anuvadi ghoda ghodu. So when you are sitting quiet, start this game. What it is like, the space wherein there are so many contents, which includes the body also. So when we take the space as the object of knowledge, after some time, it will not happen overnight. Slowly, the mind will drop the shape of the body and we will have the experience of formless existence. If this is happening, everything disappears. Because mind cannot survive without forms. Then what happens to the mind? Like the eyes cannot survive without form. So when the eyes drops its form, what happens to it? Does it die? No. It goes back to its original status, the water. Similarly, when we are playing, don't do this, play for the fun of it. What it is like being space. Not I am the space. Not I am not the body. No. A positive approach. what it is like being space. Now, so far, our mind has gathered so many impressions throughout the life. Therefore, although the mind has dropped the body, yet, although it is formless, yet those dormant impressions start creating the illusory imaginations of spiritual life. Then whatever you have read, that comes. I have seen Bhagavan Krishna coming. I have seen the light. When the body is dropped, you have dropped everything. So coming out of the body identification and becoming a Mahatma, knowing everybody's thoughts, giving advice to the people, blessing, आकाश से टपके खजूर पे लटके. We become someone extraordinary. So one more upadhi, holier than thou, spiritual seeker, evolved spiritually. Therefore, the real spiritual practice is give up all special status in life. See, आता मी तू या उपाधि ग्रासून भेटे नुसदी. Giving up all the conditionings, te bhogili anuvadi ghoda ghodu. That is what I have been talking. That this experience is unqualified experience. Qualified experience is that where the knower known knowledge division exists. The manyness on account of the conditioning is taken as real. Ata mi tu ya upadhi grasure nusate bheti nusde te bhogili anuvadi ghoda ghodu. How many examples Bhagavan Dhaneshwar Maharaj has given? Work on it again and again. Ruchitaya cheni mise ruchite je vijay jaise. When we like particular thing and when we are eating that time the object that is tasted and the tongue that is tasting, the division disappears and only the taste remains. So the taste was divided into tasted and the taster. See? The taste is not specific. Rasa is not specific. But it is sour, it is sweet, it is salty, it is spicy. This is specific. What is meant is come down to the non-specific experience. Waking experience is limited only when identified with the body. Dream experience limited only identified with the subtle body. Deep sleep experience happens when identified with the absence of the earlier two. Samadhi experience is a struggle to get out of everything. But only being is without any struggle, without anything. Because that is what we are. That is why sadhana is not done. So the Naneshwar gives a very beautiful example. I was reading where he says, if there is Garud, Garud means the great carrier of Bhagwan Vishnu, or for us, let us take a great vulture which flies high in the sky, and from there it can see everything and go and directly attack the prey. Imagine, see the way he gives examples. Imagine that Garuda or the vulture is blind. It has got the ability to fly high and go anywhere, but it is blind. It doesn't know where to land. It doesn't know where to go. No knowledge. In the same manner, we may do karma kanda, we may do yajna, see, we may do charity, we may do puja, we may do upasana. See, friends, but without knowing this truth, as one's own being is like a vulture rising high above the sky, tremendous ability than any other bird, but doesn't have the vision, no knowledge. How true it is. See? Therefore, ruchitaya che mise, ruchite je vijay jaise. So when we are eating something what we like, what is the experience that time? That time the experience is that of joy. And in that joy, if the enjoyer is not born, you are one with the divine. The enjoyer is born, then you will like to repeat it. And because of that, impression will be formed on the mind. My dear friends, this is what we have to learn from every experience. No experience in our life should create any impression on the mind. Go through all experiences, but this is the caution. Okay? And this caution, if we are practicing, the practice will be learn. See, I'll tell you what I have learned in so many years of my traveling around the world. What I have learned? I have learned one very simple thing. Mind cannot remain attracted towards the same desha, kala, vastu, vyakti, paristhiti for all the time. This is the rule, whether we like or we don't like. That is the nature of the mind. Like the space. Space doesn't hold on to any particular shape. Supports all the shapes, but doesn't hold on to any shape. Exactly the same thing is true with the mind. Mind goes through all the experiences, see, and after some time you get bored of it. It's enough here, enough. See? Like the other day, my friend Kapil, he asked me to buy a big monitor so I can do my editing work easily. Otherwise, my Apple laptop is very small. So he put it. Oh, so nice. I really enjoyed doing it. How many days? 1 week maximum. After that, a cloth is put on that and stand over there. For months together, not even opened once. This is the trick of the mind. This is what the teacher is telling here. Ruchi taya che nimise, ruchi te je vijay jaise. Let there be the experience, but let the experiencer be not born. Experiencer is born when you keep on commenting on your experience. It is a good experience, it is a bad experience. You are, is it a good or a bad experience? No. Being is non-specific. The moment you become experiencer, then you like it or you dislike it. So, ruchi taya che nimise, ruchi te je vijay jaise. That time the experiencer is not born, only joy. Dabav. Second example, ka darpana vyaje dise dekhate jevi. Or else, when we are standing in front of the mirror, be attentive. In this experience of looking at the mirror or the reflection, is duality created? See, the seer and the seen and the seeing is only me. Atmopamena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. He who is able to look at the world as he looks at himself. Sukham va yadi va dukkham. See friends, ka darpana vyaje dise dekhite jevi. So although we say, I was seeing in the mirror, or I was seeing myself, or I was seeing my own reflection, in this statement, there is no one anybody created, is only one. See? And therefore, when there is no one created, we do not hate our reflection. One day, one girl asked me this question. You are all the time talking about Brahma. Don't you get bored of it? I said, look here. I know this question should not be asked to the ladies, but I am asking you. What is your age? I said, don't worry. Suppose your age is 45. Immediately her eyes become big. Then, when or whatever number of times you have been looking into the mirror, did you get any time bored? Even if when you wake up in the morning, all the dirty, the face is not proper, the hair are chudel brand, and then you get up and look into the mirror. Do we hate that time? No. Because there is no otherness. In the same manner, when you are looking at the world as your own being, or when you are looking at the world as your own reflection. See? Papi sarvatra papam ashankate. A sinful person sees everywhere only the sins. A divine person sees only divinity everywhere. How we train ourselves. So, ka darpana vyaje dise dekhate jevi. So in these two examples, one is when we are eating something, only the experience is there, experiencer is not born that very moment. Afterwards, then you are asked, how was it? Then you have to create an experience. Oh, it was very good. But what it was, do not know. Similarly, although we are looking into the mirror at our reflection, yet a seer is not born. Taisi, now coming back to the conclusion. Taisi, aprameye prameye bharli, maunachi akshare bhali, rachoni goshti keli, mediyechi. They see aprameya, prameya, bharli. Aprameya means what? That which cannot be objectified. Aprameya. See? Pramata, prameya, pramiti, and pramana. Four of them. So the pramata, the seer or knower, sees the prameya, the known, through the instrument of eyes, the pramana, and he gets the knowledge, the pramiti. Four of them. See? So here the teacher says, Taisi aprameye prameye bharli. That which cannot be an object of knowledge is supporting all the objects which are known. How beautiful it is. Now to understand this, take our simple cross example. Can we see the space? Space cannot become an object of knowledge. It cannot be seen. So, space is what? Aprameya. And prameya bharli. And what is there in the space? Only the contents. See, the table, the laptop, and then the chairs, and then the electric gadgets. See, the AC, the backdrop, everything is in the space. So, aprameya, prameya bharli. Now, where is our attention? Our attention is only on the contents, not on the space. So, when we have got this understanding, aprameya, this truth cannot be an object of knowledge. Then what will happen? All our struggle to see the truth will disappear. All our struggle of God realization will disappear. I want to realize. What will you do after that? वही हजमुला खाओ और क्या है? श्री महाराज तैसी अप्रमेये प्रमेये भरली. So, Changadeva Maharaj, you and me are not two. But then, because of the conditioning of the body, then I become the known, you will become the knower, and I will become the knower, and you will become the known. So, who is seeing whom? See, is the body seeing the body? Are the eyes seeing the eyes? Who is seeing whom? See, friends. You remember many years before, I gave one example. This happened in Calcutta many years before. There was this, what do you call, Durga Puja. And for the first time I had gone to see that at night, midnight, or more than that. So when we were coming, on the way, there were few youngsters with me. So some people were sleeping there on the footpath. Then I said, hey, stop. You are studying, is it not? Now look at this. Make one statement. Don't give a lecture. So there were so many people, everything, just sleeping, all of them. So one said, oh, they must be very tired. Over. Second one, they may not be having the house to stay. Okay. Third one, it is the time only to sleep. We are only walking. Fourth one, there are men, there are women. Next one, there are animals also. I said, enough, let's go. No, you also make a statement. I said, okay. Now, man is not man, woman is not woman. Dog is not dog, cat is not cat. Rich is not rich, poor is not poor. All the differences are only when you hold the upadhi of body identification. Therefore, all of them put together is nobody. See, friends, we have to have this vision. This change in the vision is the purpose of study of scriptures. We have to change the standpoint. All the problems are because of the wrong standpoint. See? Anywhere you take, only the standpoint is the only condition. And if we understand properly, you will see nobody is wrong in this world. See? Because their standpoint is that. See? You must have seen some pictures. You know these three-dimensional pictures? It happened in our Ahmedabad. My very good friend Nayarji. There was something, a small frame fixed on the wall. So it was just like a border of a sari. I said, hey, what is this? So he told me, if you can tell me what it is exactly. I said, okay. Then I stood in front of that without looking at it. Simply kept the eyes open. Like you listen without hearing, or you hear without listening. And then I could peep beyond the surface layer. And inside there was one Om and a lamb and some flower. So I told him, wow, how could you see that? Then he immediately took out from his drawer one booklet. There were 30 pictures of similar kind. He said, kindly tell me what are all these things. Don't see what is the label. I said, all right. And I said, now ready? Start noticing. And then I started flipping one by one, one by one. The 30 pictures were seen maximum in 30 seconds. How could you do that? Because you don't look at anything. Keep yourself unconditioned. See? Keep the eyes open, but don't look at anything. When the seer is not born, the truth is revealed. Experience without the experiencer. And therefore, there cannot be an ego of realization. Because in realization, there is nobody realized. The dreamer's experiences, the deep sleep experiences, and the waking experiences, they are based only on the upadhi. And therefore, waker has no entry in the dream, both of them have no entry in the deep sleep. The deep sleeper has no entry in the waking and the dream. But there is a common factor where the waking experiences are happening to the waker, but the waker is not born. The dream experiences are happening to the dreamer, but the dreamer is not born. If you can catch this, then only we can drop all this rubbish. See, Taisi aprameye prameye bharli. When we are too much lost in the objective world, we are the slaves of the sense organs. When we are too much pampering our sense organs, we are the slaves of the sense organs. Then we give too much importance to the emotions, we are caught up in the mind. And such emotional wrecks, they write pathetic poetry. See, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata Gita, that which was sung by Bhagavan is Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita, how it was sung? See, in a miserable way. See, Shantavyo me parada Shiva 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 Bho E Mahadeva Shambho. No. Prasanniva Bharata. Cheerfully, happily. See, Maharaj. And whenever you are happy, you are nobody. But when you become happy because you are somebody, it is nothing but attachment, asakti. It is not the real happiness. So, Taisi Aprameye Prameye Bharali. The truth alone is supporting the whole objective world, but we are lost so much in the objectivity that the substratum is forgotten. So, colors and forms cover the eyes. Sense organs are covered, covering the mind. Mind is covering the knower. The knower is covered by the ignorance, the wrong notions. So what is to be done? Give up the wrong notions and discover you are the substratum of everything that is or that is not. Is it not? Joy as support, misery as support. So who am I? Supporter of both joy and sorrows. Gain as support, loss as support. Therefore, who am I? Supporter of loss and gain. Waking I support, dream I support, deep sleep I support, samadhi I support. Therefore, who am I? I am supporting all of them. Mattaha parataram nasti kinchanasti dhananjaya. Other than me, there is nothing. Therefore, mattaha smriti jnanam apoharancha. For me only, all these four experiences are possible, and therefore, Vedesha sarvai ahameva vidya. This I has to be recognized. And recognition of the I is only knowing by being. See, Brahma vidapnoti param. The knower of the Brahman gets the ultimate know. The knower of the Brahman is the Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. You cannot remain separate from the truth. See, the north cannot become the space by remaining separate from the space. The wave cannot become the ocean remaining separate from the ocean. The ocean cannot become the water without by separating itself from the water. See, the more we become clear, the formless supports all the forms. Therefore, the forms cannot remain separate from the formless. So, tasitaisi aprameye prameye bharali maunachi akshare bhali. And therefore, what is to be said? Maunachi akshare bhali. The best way is keep your mouth shut. See, friends, when our scriptures tell, Asti bhati priya nama rupa iti panchamshakam adyatrayam brahma rupam jagad rupam tatodvayam. Hey, nama rupa is the world. In that rupa is objective. Nama is subjective. Unless both of them live together, world is not created. If you close your eyes, the Rupa, Ranga, they are not there. Therefore, they are not named. This is green, this is yellow, this is black. No. So what is the world? Objects which are with forms and subject who is knowing them through names. Then what will happen? The knower known difference disappears. Name and form dissolve into formless and nameless. Formless and nameless is the space. We may call it space, but it doesn't have many spaces. Only one space. If these days they have got only one child, So when there is one child, they don't introduce, this is my elder son. No, this is only fellow troubling me. Therefore, Maunachi Akshare Bhali, best way is keep mouth shut and don't go to sleep. It is for this purpose we have been telling again and again. Before we talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question, is it necessary to talk? And even if you happen to talk, don't make an issue out of what you talk. No, I saw that day, it was, said by the Ayush app that in Bombay there are 150 deaths every day. No, it is not in Bombay, it is the whole country. No, Baba, I read it. And you start argument on that. The idea is we want to prove something in this world. Then only we talk. You will see the lawyers, how much they talk, because they want to prove something. Here we don't have to prove anything. Therefore, Maunachi Akshare Bhali. So before we get involved with anybody in any discussion, immediately cut it short. I don't know. There is no need to get involved with everything in this world. Then the second thing is, don't talk to yourself. See? This is what is meant, Maunachi Akshare Bhali. And when these two things are practiced properly, sufficiently, then you will understand. Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha. So such a great master, when he is walking, his asana is not disturbed. When he is talking, his mauna is intact. When he is eating, his fasting is going on. When he is sleeping, his samadhi is not disturbed. Because all these activities pertain to body identification. Like when the car is moving, the person sitting in the car, he is not moving. He is there only. It is the upadhi that is moving. But when we get involved, then we get lost in argument and discussion. Therefore, Maunachi Akshare Bhali. And this maun should be what? Not a problematic maun. So when you are with the people, you say, hello, how are you? Fine, nice, very good. Everything is fine, good, over. Don't go on collecting information. You are not Google. See? Want to know everything about everybody. No need. So, तैसी अप्रमेय प्रमेय भरली, मौनाची अक्षरे भली, रचोनी गोष्टी केली मेळियाची. In this manner, I have created this whole letter. What is the letter? Aprameya prameya bharli. That which cannot be shown, known objectively, that I try to make you understand through the objects, through your experiences, through some examples. Maunachi akshare bhali. The best thing I should have done is to send you a blank paper itself. Rachoni goshti keli. So, by creating this whole letter for you, I spoke, and in this manner, Meriyechi, thus come to discover that we are not two. There is but one reality. Asking a question, become the guru, become the disciple, and replying the question, become the guru. Is it not our experience? From here, the one who is speaking, and from there, one who is hearing, are they two? These are two upadhis. See? So how long I am a speaker? Another 1 minute. After that, no, over. Then I am doing the lockdown workout. Recognize this. रचोनी गोष्टी केली मेळियाची. This is how मेळियाची identification, oneness. This is how I have tried to establish oneness through the eloquence of silence. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.